Hey guys. All right. Be live. There we go. All right. Welcome back. Okay. So today we are talking about the three biggest mistakes women make when trying to lose weight in perimenopause and menopause. These are the three I see most often. And so if anything, I hope today I'm going to give you where to get started towards the end today. But if anything, I hope you get some reassurance today. Because I know a lot of you feel like all is lost, you feel frustrated and confused, you feel like nothing's going to work. It's not the case. It's just a strategy mismatch. We're going to go into that today. And before I forget, if you want the free guide that includes the first three things I have every single client I work with do, comment guide below and I'll send that over to you. So you'll get the first three things I do with every client so you can get a little head start yourself. Comment guide and I'll send it to you. Anyway, so three big mistakes women make when trying to lose weight in peri and menopause. And they all have something in common. And what they have in common is restriction. So I know that what I'm going to say to you today is going to seem a little counterintuitive, but I'm going to explain why this works. So as we're going into these changes of perimenopause and then menopause afterwards, what's happening is our hormones are fluctuating, right? Estrogen, progesterone fluctuating a bit. They could be fluctuating a lot and then decreasing. And as this is happening at the same time, cortisol, the stress hormone, is rising. And so we are more sensitive to stress at this age. And the mistakes that we're making is we're doing things that are very restrictive. And they're the things that used to work for us when we were younger, right? And they used to work because they're assuming a stable metabolism. They're assuming, that our hormones are more stable. So the first one is every woman I've ever talked to has done this, trying to lose weight, is just simply eating less. Be like, okay, it's a calorie deficit. I need a calorie deficit. I need to take in less than what I'm eating now. Here's why that doesn't work. You might lose a little bit of weight in the short term, but then I know a lot of women are gaining that weight right back, right? And so you're thinking, oh my gosh, nothing's working. But here's the thing. You're simply trying to solve a hormonal issue with a calorie solution, but it's the wrong solution. We need to solve it with a hormone solution. That's all. It's a strategy mismatch. So the good news is you definitely don't have to starve yourself to lose weight at this age. And even more so, it's going to work against you. I think that's what you're going to find too is, you're trying and trying and trying to lose this weight. And it's like, not only is it not working, but you're gaining more. Like, what the heck, right? Like, how frustrating is that? So it's just a strategy mismatch. That's all. So a lot of women are gaining a little bit of weight and you're like, okay, so everybody's telling me to do a calorie deficit, which means eat less than I take in. And I get why, it makes sense in theory, right? The law of thermodynamics, of course. But here's the thing, if the signaling is not working properly, it doesn't matter how much you drop your calories if your body's not using them efficiently. So we got to get to the roots and correct the hormone signaling and how your body uses those calories. That's the right way of doing it, and it's a better way of doing it because then you can eat full meals and lose the weight and not go crazy and sustain it. So number one is just simply eating less without a strategy. It not only cannot work, but it can work against you. I see it often. The second one, mistake that I see women make when they're trying to lose weight in perimenopause is cutting carbs. And comment below if you see yourself in that. I hear this one all the time, cutting carbs. And I feel for you when you do that and I know why you're doing it, because it used to work for you when you were younger. And additionally, when we cut carbs, we generally can get a quick win, right? And that quick win is not that you're losing body fat right away, it's that you're losing water weight. And the reason is because carbs hold water. So when you drastically reduce carbs right away, you're just reducing a little bit of water weight. But that's not real weight. And the thing is, when you eat carbs again, they're going to come right back and then some, right? So that's not only not effective, but it's not sustainable. And the other thing that I'm going to mention as a little bit of a bonus here is, well, number one, not all carbs are created equal. So, the bad carbs that give the good carbs a bad name. We need good carbs, especially especially at women this age, because with our declining estrogen, this is impacting our gut microbiome, like the bacteria in our gut. That affects our weight in a major way. Guess what helps to feed our gut microbiome in a positive way? Fiber. Guess what fiber is? Fiber is from carbs. So when women are eliminating carbs, you're taking away the healthy carbs, you're taking away that food that your gut microbiome needs. And it needs it to regulate metabolism, it needs it to reduce inflammation, it needs it for hormonal health and hormonal balance. Like the gut microbiome runs the show. So when you're taking away carbs and fiber, you're taking away the food for your gut microbiome. So we need carbs, especially we need them for thyroid health, we need them for energy, everything. So that's very good news as well. The third mistake I see a lot of women making as well. And again, I feel for you when you're doing it, because you are doing it through willpower and you're not having energy and you don't feel well and you're trying really hard. And that one is intermittent fasting. And again, I know why you're doing it. It might have worked for you when you were younger, or you see how it works really well for some people. But the thing is, those some people are generally men, who are just completely different biologically than us, especially as peri and menopausal women, completely different ballgame. And so we should not be taking care of ourselves the same way that a man would take care of himself, for sure. So I will often hear women say to me, and they're frustrated, right? And I get it. And they're like, yeah, I'm doing intermittent fasting. It worked for me before. It's not working now. And so they think they just need to fast longer. They think there's something wrong with them. They're just not fasting long enough. So they're like, well, I wasn't eating till 11, so now I moved it to 12. It's still not working. Now I don't eat till 1. It's still not working. And they feel like all is lost. Here's the thing. It's a simple solution. You've got to have something to eat in the morning. And here's why. As I mentioned earlier, we are more sensitive to stress, right? So as our estrogen and progesterone are going down, cortisol, stress hormones going up. Cortisol is highest in the morning for everybody. And it's a good thing, actually. It's what wakes us up from sleep. But as perimenopausal women, it's a little bit higher, but it's connected to our blood sugar. And we're more sensitive to blood sugar swings at this time. So when we're not having breakfast and we're doing all this intermittent fasting longer and longer and longer, we're throwing our blood sugar way out of whack. So it's actually working against us. So easy solution is you want to have protein within an hour of waking. And you want to aim for 20, 30 grams of protein. And what that's going to do is that's going to balance your blood sugar. And in balancing your blood sugar, that's going to cut through that cortisol. And even though it sounds so simple, by doing this one thing early in the day, it's actually having effects later in the day. So maybe you notice that you're getting like a little tired at 3 in the afternoon, or maybe you want some caffeine at 3 in the afternoon, or you're having some food cravings, you want some sugar, or you're suddenly hungry at around that time. And that's because you didn't balance your blood sugar out properly first thing in the morning. So by doing that, it has effects that can last you throughout the day. So that's a hot tip. Now, another thing I wanted to mention to you guys, if I can impress anything upon you, because as I mentioned, and tell me if you see yourself in any of these, I'm sure you do, because I hear it all the time and I get it. Again, these are things that used to work when we were younger. And so now we're doing them now and they're not working. So we just do them harder, right? And then we get frustrated, and guess what? They're stressful. And all of these things are stressful to the body. Severe calorie restriction, stressful. Reducing and eliminating carbs, stressful. Intermittent fasting, viewed by the body as stressful. And when they're viewed by the body as stressful and more sensitive to stress, guess what? Not only are they not working, they're working against us. And I do know that as women, most of us have been dieting for years, up and down, whatever. And so I also know that to say, well, don't restrict so much, you got to nourish your body properly. And that doesn't mean, going off the rails and eating everything no, it's specific foods, balanced at specific times, but it's not about restriction at all. It's about proper nourishment. So the right amounts of protein, right amounts of fiber, right amounts of healthy fats for your hormonal balance and satiety and hunger hormones and all this kind of stuff, right? So it's about eating for weight loss instead of starving for weight loss. And I know it takes a lot to wrap our head around that, to say, oh my gosh, I have to eat more potentially, depending on what you're doing now. So you might potentially have to eat more to actually lose weight. It's hard because you're in your mind, you think you're gonna gain weight. So I get that. So if you could remember one line and really think about it, is you cannot starve your way to hormonal health. And hormonal health, it is what is running the show. Hormonal health at this age, especially, determines whether we burn our food off as fuel or whether we're sending signals to our body to store that food as fat. And you cannot starve your way there. It's going to work against you. So it's just about fueling your body properly. And again, a hot tip to get you guys started is to front load your day. So you want to start with that 30 grams-ish of protein within about an hour of waking. And that's going to have benefits for you throughout the day as well. Additionally, if you want the guide with the 3 things I do with every client to get you started on your weight loss journey as a woman over 45, generally in perimenopause and menopause, you're struggling to lose weight, comment guide, and I'll be happy to send that to you to help you out. Any other comments, leave them below. I'll do my best to get to them. And if anything, I hope this gives you some reassurance that it doesn't mean you can't lose weight. It doesn't mean weight gain's inevitable. It just means there's a strategy mismatch. That's all. And restriction is working against us, which, believe it or not, is really good news. So it's just about learning how to work with our changing hormones. So anyway, I hope that helps you have a great rest of your day. Bye.